everyone, every fan of Gothic and every other person watching this right now to my new walkthrough. It's gonna be Gothic 2, as I said a couple of times before. I have been looking forward to doing this walkthrough for a very, very long time, and I really don't want to postpone it any longer. Gothic 2 is my #1 game. I can say with certainty that this is my favorite game ever. Even more favorite than Gothic 1. And I really don't want to postpone this any longer, so let's start with Piranha Bytes / Gothic 2.
A single prisoner altered the fate of hundreds, but he paid a high price for it. He defeated the Sleeper, destroyed the barrier, but while all the other prisoners escaped, he remained behind in the rubble. It was I who dispatched him against the Sleeper. Now it is I who brings him back from there. He is weak and has forgotten much, but he is alive. He's back.
There you are again. I never thought the two of us would meet again.
I feel like I spent 3 weeks lying under a load of rocks.
Well, so you did. Only the magic within your armor kept you alive. I had feared I might not be able to rescue you from the debris of the temple, but enough of that. You're here now. There's a new threat that we have to deal with. After the fall of the barrier and the banishment of the Sleeper, Beliar's wrath has grown even greater. A mighty artifact, so it is written in the old scriptures, will be brought back to this world when the God of darkness sends his henchmen out to search. This search has long since begun. Beliar's henchmen are desecrating the oldest shrines of the gods. The guardians of these holy places have awakened, and their wrath makes the earth tremble. Every powerful magician on this island could sense this wrath. And some of them have certainly begun to face the threat. Become their ally. That's the only way to stop Beliar.
At least we have enough time now. I did it. The Sleeper
has been banned.
Yeah.
You vanquished him, so much is true. But it is not within our power to stop the war that ensues now. With his final furious scream, the Sleeper has set into movement the armies of darkness. It was an order to all evil creatures, a word of power that they were all bound to obey. His last order was, "Come!" And they came, all of them, even the dragons.
Dragons?
They are creatures of an ancient power. I can sense their presence, even here. and they have gathered an entire army of lowly servant creatures around them.
Where's this army now?
The army is camped not far from here, in the Valley of Mines near Corinus, and they're getting ready to attack. We do not have much time left.
What can we do?
This time we cannot handle it by ourselves. Only the power of Innos will help us against these dragons. A group of paladins is stationed in the city of Corinus, not far from here. They possess a powerful artifact which could help us to defeat the dragons. They call it the Eye of Innos. You need to get hold of this artifact. Tell the paladins about the threat. You must convince their leader to support us.
And once you have talked to him, you need to find the artifact of Beliar. It is the counterpiece to the Eye of Innos. It must not fall into the hands of evil.
What exactly is the Eye of Innos?
It's an amulet. Legend has it that Innos himself was poured part of his power into this amulet. It will restore some of your lost strength and help us defeat the dragons. It also has some other hidden powers. I shall tell you more about that once the amulet is yours.
Why would the paladins give me the Eye of Innos?
Because you are the one who is destined to wear it.
How can you claim to know that?
There are a number of reasons, the most important being you have defeated the Sleeper. If you weren't a favorite of the gods, you'd be dead by now.
Let's assume you're right and I'm destined to bear the Eye of Innos. How would the paladins know that's true?
The eye itself chooses the one who may wear it. Once you get hold of it and put it on, the paladins cannot doubt your words any longer.
Makes sense.
How can I get to the city?
Just follow the path from here through the mountains. The city is large. You cannot miss it, but watch out. The path to town is not without dangers, and you aren't nearly as strong as you once were.
I need weapons.
I can only give you whatever little I have here. Look around in my tower. Anything that looks useful to you, you can have.
I'll be on my way as fast as I can.
Good. And one more thing. Don't tell anyone that you've talked to me. Above all, don't tell any magician. Since I have gone into exile, the Circle of Fire has taken me for dead, and that's a good thing.
Alright, welcome to the world of Gothic 2. This is Ardis' new tower, new tower actually. So let's see what useful stuff we can find around here. Some potions, here's an alchemist bench and a rune table. These are the features added by the Gothic 2. You can make potions and make your own runes on these things. Now let's talk to Zardis and see what more information can he give us.
Hey!
Okay, let's ask him about the stone tablet.
Can you tell me anything about this stone tablet?
First I suspected it might be a magical artifact, but I finally concluded that it is not of any great significance. I have not been able to decode the meaning of this tablet entirely, but it seems to concern the history of a very old culture. If you want the tablet, it's yours. I have no use for it.
Where exactly are we?
As I already said, near the city of Corinus. I have rebuilt my tower here.
But it's only been a few days since we last saw each other in the Valley of Mines.
The servants I summoned to build my tower have done a thorough job.
You can say that again. Where can I find better equipment?
The closest place where you can get better weapons and armor is the city of Corinus. But down in the valley you can find some healing herbs that will help you if you get injured in a fight. See the lake right in front of my tower. A secret passage leads to the valley from there.
Okay, that's some useful information. We'll make sure to check it out.
Why is the Circle of Fire not supposed to know about you?
I used to be a high member of the Circle. Even then I suspected that demon magic might be the key to the magic barrier. But I could never have convinced the other members of the Circle to follow this path. So I left the Circle in order to study the black arts. That is a crime for which the fire magicians, the ordained of Innos, the ever good and virtuous, will accept no excuse. They are certain that I'm still alive, but they have no idea where to find me, and that's a good thing too.
Alrighty. Let us descend upon this place and see what useful things we may find. First tip, read every book you come across because they contain some free experience for you. Okay, this one is about healing potions. I'm not gonna read them out loud, I'm just gonna leave them for a couple of seconds, so if you're interested you can just pause the video and read it. Also they have some recipes for some healing potions, so if you're planning to play as mage slash alchemist, you can really use those. Alright, we've got a closed gate here. Now, a question, how would I open this gate? There is a button, you cannot see it, you can see it from this angle, you see? On the fireplace, so you just press that, and ta-da, you've opened the gate and you can get the useful stuff that is inside. Pretty cool, huh? So we got a potion, we got a little chest, some gold and a couple of healing spell scrolls. Okay, let's scout through the tower a little bit longer. There's a heavy branch here. I just basically picked up a piece of wood and I'm gonna use it as my weapon. No biggie. Yeah. I'm the badass guy with a stick for a weapon. Potion. This is the statue of Beliar, but we will not concern ourselves with that just yet. A key and a shitload of books. Zardas' private library. So as I said, we'll just read every book. Hunt and Prey, this one is about hunting. It tells you that you can extract claws and other trophies, but it does not give you that skill, as you might expect. It only gives you some information, but in order to get the skill you're gonna have to learn it, just like in the first part, in the Gothic one. And let me tell you, this game, especially with the Night of the Raven add-on, which I am using, is really difficult, especially in comparison with Gothic 1. Let's put the key inside because we don't need it anymore. And the reason it's so difficult is because there's a new leveling system, or more precise, a new learning point system, in which when you level up a skill to some level, you're gonna start needing more learning points. So at one point you're gonna need 25 learning points to get 5 points in strength, which is just absurd. But we gotta make do with what we have. Let's see what other useful stuff we can find around Zardas' tower. Torches, always useful. Water, never useful. Okay, nothing more. Okay. Lab water. Some plants over here laid out for anyone to take. I can really imagine Zardas going through the woods and picking flowers. He probably summoned one of his skeleton servants to do that for him. He's funny like that. Ooh, a gold coin. More gold coins. Alright, let's equip this belt. That's another feature added by the Gothic 2. Belts, another piece of equipment. Dragon root gives us a little bit more strength, and goblin berries for some more dexterity. Let's consume that right away. Okay, nice. So let's go out into the world. Pretty nice, right? I'm just gonna climb up here because I know there's a secret stash and I cannot climb because I'm level 0. Scroll, potion, scroll. That's it, alright. Right, jumpity jump. Now the first thing the nameless hero wants to do is seek out the passage near the lake that Zardos told him about, because we really need a lot of plants. And here is our first fearsome enemy, a sheep. Should we kill it? Nah, I don't want to kill innocent beasts. But I am gonna save it because I know there's a goblin around behind one of these trees. Oh, he's down there, okay. Come, goblin. I've got a stick for you. We'll collect these plants. Ooh, arrows. Nice. Potion, some scrolls. And we have our first free bow. Let's equip it. Although I am not planning on focusing on bows, because it will take enormous amounts of learning points to do bows and swords, so I'm just gonna focus on my strength as I do in every playthrough of this game when I don't play a mage. When I play a mage, it's fucked up. Mages are very, very difficult to do a playthrough with, because you will need learning points for mana, for spell circles, for learning how to make runes. It's really, really irritating to play as a mage. But they have a really fun tasks. A bunch of goblins, alright. Oh no. Get away from me, beasts. I'm not your mama. I just look like a goblin woman. Am I safe? I hope so. I'm just gonna use these low-level healing items or plants, because later in the game they're just gonna be worth squat. At least I can use them up for something useful now. Okay, I skipped over some mushrooms. Let's go get our free experience. I ain't letting go. Oh, why am I not getting any criticals? You should know, critical hits are your bread and butter in this game. If you can pull out a critical right away, you basically won the fight, because you can take like half of your opponent's health just by doing that. Some gold, always nice. Potions, apple, daggers, no biggie. We'll sell them as soon as we hit a merchant. And now is when shit starts getting real, as we meet. Let me just save, because I know I'm gonna die the first time. I always die the first time. Couple of juvenile field raiders, young field raiders. And I'm so dead because I'm so dead. I told you so. So now I have options. I can use a fireball spell to insta-kill one of them, or I can try this again and hope for a critical. You know what, I'm gonna heal up. Oh, they saw me right away. Come on. Critical, critical, critical. That was a critical, people.
Nothing to be had there.
And that's what I meant by criticals are your bread and butter.
Nothing to be had there.
Nice. Digger's meat. You should collect all of the digger's meat plants in the beginning, because they heal you quite a bit. Well, not as much as healing potions, of course, but healing potions I usually save them for later, when these plants just won't cut it, when I have a lot more health. Also, try to collect all the plants as always, because we are beggars currently. Or we are a beggar, because we've got none. And also we will need these healing plants in order to enter the town. I won't spoil it. Let's use these mushrooms. I don't need them for anything. You should collect mushrooms if you're planning to be an alchemist's apprentice. Let me just save, because there are a bunch of wolves down there. See, Zardos wasn't lying. There really are a shit ton of plants here. So now I pull out my stick and beat the wolf with it. Are you... Ah yes, there is meat on wolves. In the first game you could not eat wolves, but in this one, fuck it, wolves are edible. I believe that you can also eat wolves in the third part. I mean, you get meat from them, but that's basically eating wolves. Wolf meat. I can hear a wolf. Be silent. They can smell fear. Where is it?
There's another of those scummy beasts.
Oh, they're attacking a random guy over there. And they're attacking me as well. Let's see who are random pass-by or guy who sits at a fire person. And he's not here. He must have taken a walk. We'll just come back later.
Nothing there.
Let's scout out the rest of this little valley. Look for some more plants and more wolves. For experience purposes, of course. Okay, we've hit level 1, people. There's something our mamas will be proud about. Oh, there he is. The random guy who sits at a fire. Oh!
Is that you? Really? Man, am I glad to see you.
Lester, I can't believe this. You're still bald.
Lester, how did you get here?
That was a crazy escape. After the barrier exploded, I wandered around the area for a while in total confusion. Then I spent days fighting my way through these woods until I finally found this valley here. Diego, Milton, and Gorn are still in the Valley of Mines. At least, I think so.
What happened?
After the Sleeper was defeated, the entire Brotherhood lost their minds. Without their master, they were all just empty husks.
And you? What about you?
It was the same for me. I had nightmares and even hallucinations. But once my head was more or less clear again, I ran for it. Once, I thought I saw a huge black shadow pounce on a group of fugitives and burn them all up in a giant cloud of fire. At that moment, I really thought a dragon had come to kill me.
Did you see anything else?
No. I took to my heels and ran.
How long have you been hiding out in this valley?
I don't know exactly. A week, maybe? But there's one more thing. When I came here in the evening, I took a look up on the mountain, and there were only a few trees there. And when I looked the next morning, that tower was there. I could have sworn it wasn't there before. Since then, I haven't left the valley.
You mean Zardas's tower? I knew he was powerful, but creating a tower just like that...
Zardas the Necromancer? He lives in that tower? I don't know if I like that.
Don't worry. He's the one who rescued me from the Sleeper's temple. He's on our side.
I'm on my way to Corinus. What do you know about the town?
Corinus? Well, it's a seaport. Nothing special. Why do you ask?
I must go and see the paladins who are said to be in town.
Really? They won't even let you into the town. And certainly not to where the paladins are.
Do you have any suggestions how I could get into town?
I certainly do. I worked for an old alchemist named Constantino some time ago. He has great influence in the city, and he's instructed the guards at the gate to let anyone through who can sell him rare herbs. So it's quite easy, really. You collect a large bunch of the plants that grow here all over the place, and then you pretend you're working for Constantino, and in you go. But don't collect a mix of this and that. The guards aren't all that bright, and they know nothing about alchemy. The bundle needs to look good to them if you want to get through. I think that 10 specimens of the same kind of plant should do the trick.
Thanks for the hint.
Thanks indeed.
What do you know about the area?
If you keep going down that way, you'll come to a farm. The city starts a little way beyond that, but be careful. There's not just wolves and rats hanging around here. There's goblins and bandits, too.
You need to tell Zardas about the shadow. It could be important.
You don't think it was my imagination? You mean there really was a...
Dragon, yes.
You're getting into the thick of it again, am I right?
I shouldn't say in the thick of it. Not yet.
Well, good. If it's so important, then I'll go see him. But not now. For the moment, I'm going to rest. I'm still exhausted after the escape from the penal colony. I think you've got big plans. I'll see you later at Zardas's.
Okay, Lester, see ya. Let's go on our plant hunt a little longer. There's a cave back there, and there is a young bloodfly, or a small bloodfly. Can't remember what it was really called. And there was a rat, apparently. Okay. Now where is that stupid cave? Is it back there? Where am I? I can see myself. There it is. There are some rats in there, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. They're young, but they're giant. And one more here. Oops. Okay, more plants. And we have a rusty sword. And we have a grave of NotR from 721 to 762. Rest in peace, NotR. And we got a rusty sword, which we need 30 strength points for, and we have like 10, I believe. We're not gonna equip it anytime soon. Okay, so I think that is enough for this episode. We lost a lot of time in that conversation with Zardas and in that, while watching those cutscenes. So we did not really get to do much. We collected some plants and whatnot, met Lester. So yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end the episode. So like, comment, subscribe. I don't want to pressure you or anything. And goodbye.